Hey guys, so here's my second go live on YouTube, and this will be a bit easier on Facebook. I just did my Facebook go live, and some reason the voices are like out of sync. I don't know what's going on there, and I don't know why my screen is going blue, but we're just going to ride with this, whatever. That's fine. Let's bring that light closer. Okay, so today I just woke up 2 o'clock this morning, and I had all these downloads of messages coming my way for everybody for today, which was really cool. Night before last, I had a pretty powerful dream, and yesterday I had a pretty powerful thing happen. It's like everything's happening, so I'm really going to have to do these messages probably daily. Maybe not the weekends, but daily as much as possible, depending what happens with me. And then I woke up at 4 in the morning, and I had this huge premonition dream, and it was more the energies that's coming our way, and it's very important for me to share this. I'm not doing this to drive fear into anyone. It's more of a prep yourself preparation. I know 100% that 2/3 of us is going to make this, become the diamonds that we're supposed to be, and 1/3 will hold on to the old programs and do the old programming agendas, which isn't a very nice ride at all in the end. So everybody has exactly the same amount of chance to get through this. It doesn't matter who they are and what they've done, but they have to face all of their crap. They have to become more authentic to themselves and love themselves fully, so much that there's no way that they could you can't just be narcissistic and pretend to love yourself or anything anymore. The truth is truth, and that's the connection to source, God, whatever you want to call it, universal energy, oneness. And that's where we're going through. So I was showing March this year that we had a 9-month gestation period, and that 9 months stops for me in end of December. I know that this is a quickening happening, that everybody's going through the same thing. So I'm just going to, I seem to be a little bit ahead of everybody else, just a little bit, so that I could just get online and say, hey guys, this is happening, so that we can ride that wave as it's coming. So the day before yesterday, I had a dream of being initiated. I was held up by elders, and light just shot out of my body and went in all directions, and I just stayed. It was kind of like a feeling of just authentic self and because of that, it was just love that was pouring out of me. And so that was really interesting. Then the very next day in my work, I can drive around and I'm by myself, luckily. So I had this driving around and this feeling, just like a realization that I can feel into my left brain and my right brain, and just allow that logic and that intuition to enhance each other. And when that happened, it was this new feeling that came out of it. It was like a beautiful unity of not just between my logic and intuition, but also between my reflection outside myself. And I just saw the world as this wonder, like a childlike feeling of wonder and beauty of everything, and acceptance of everything, that there's nothing in this reality, even made from logic, that doesn't have spirit in it. And there's nothing spiritual in this reality that doesn't have material and, some sort of reality in it. It's all one and all together. And it was this feeling that came with it. It was a very brand new feeling. And I believe that we're going to start becoming more into those beautiful brand new feelings as we go along. And we're going to start finding more and more of our authentic selves. So I'm going to tell you the dream that I had, and I'll be reading that one. So just let me pull that one up. Okay, so woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I was actually, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to tell it. I was visiting a place I used to go to called Mullaney, close hours drive from here. I used to live there, and I used to volunteer in a shop there. And I went back to that shop and I met my friends. And one of my friends, who had just fallen in love with this guy in the dream, she was acting a bit strange. Everything was fast motion, and she had and she was talking really fast. And I kind of saw that as a quantum physics thing that I was taught about ages ago, and that was seeing a particle that was spinning so fast that it popped out of our existence. And it didn't really pop out, it didn't disappear, it was still there. But what it done is raised its vibration so much that our vibration couldn't observe it be in its reality anymore. And so I sort of saw this heightened her as being like that. She was kind of high. And she said to me that she's having premonition dreams. And I told her that, many people are going to have these gifts coming their way now. And it's important to realize that they're nothing to be afraid of. They're just because we're clearing our mind more, and we're becoming oneness with our authentic self. And our authentic self, when we awaken up the right brain and allow it to have its say, will bring these new gifts because it will open the pineal gland. So then I went from that spot to kind of a house, and I looked down the street, and it was kind of dusk, and there was a strange, like, what do you call, not android, Dalek from Doctor Who coming down. And it was in two sections. There was a top bit, and then there was a bottom bit, but you could see through them. It was glass. It was like an entertaining center. It was distracting. And there was something inside it that was happening, mechanisms and little figurines and stuff inside. But then I grabbed my camera and filmed the top of it, and it was of these wooden dinosaurs that are mechanically kind of moving this thing, I suppose, or they were very busy at the top of this thing, which kind of coincides with the whole draconian being in charge at the moment. And I'm not against anything. I'm for everything, actually, because we're all oneness, and this is all a massive lesson. I don't like what certain people have been doing on the planet, but I'm just going to tell you the dream, how it is. This is just a dream, right? So, prophetic dream. After I started filming these little mechanical things at the top of the Starlight thing, I looked up, and here coming towards me was this massive storm. And the storm had like a pirate ship inside it, and it was just coming towards us. And I knew that this was now or never. This is something now, this sort of storm that's coming is not something that we can use as a leverage up to something else. This is the storm that's coming. This is the one that you probably won't be able to turn back from. This is the split that's happening, the 2/3 and the 1/3 that's going to stay back with the old programs. So I just turned to my family and said, run. So we all started running down at the low. I knew we had to keep low to the bottom of the mountain. Don't try to expel too much energy or anything like that. And then we ended up in a clearing, and it was dark by the stage. There was a little vial, and it had this very fluorescent yellow inside the vial. And I felt like that was, there's going to be clues on the way, clues and messages on the way through this intense energies. And then I looked again, and there was these makeshift kind of containers and forks and stuff and food. So it's like, a picnic where you eat on the run kind of thing. You grab it and you go. So we'll be nurtured on the way, but it's kind of like okay, you're nurtured then, now you've got to shift to the next vibration, the next vibration, the next vibration. It's going to happen very fast. And then there was like a river, and I've had this river, or a river in my dream, and to me, a river is representing, life force, and it was going full on. So a member of the family that I was in the dream said that he's going to make a hovercraft, and he made this hovercraft with a parachute that came out of it. But we had to be 4 of us in the family that went in angles like north, south, east, west, and that was to keep the balance happening. And then we would ride through the waves, and through the water, the rushing water, very easy. So balance was important through this. Don't be too harsh on your logic. Don't be too harsh on your intuition. Don't be too harsh on the feminine. Don't be too harsh on the masculine. Just allow all of this to be part of your experience, and don't get down on yourself either. And then we ended up riding through, I think we went through a cave kind of thing, which represents the pineal gland. We ended up around this really hard turn to the right really quickly, and then the parachute just kind of disintegrated, and it went plop, 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 like that. That was us. We just went plop, 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 and we kind of landed fine. And then I ended up back in the house that the storm started at, just to see, and it was very dark and empty, and the storm was still raging. It's not something you're going to be able to escape too fast from. And the curtains had been completely torn and gone, and I realized it was like, Wizard of Oz, where they pull back the curtains, and you've got the you can see the veil, you can see the truth is in front of you. So whatever is in your mind, if you are a victim, if you are controlling, if you are still holding on to anger, those things are going to be right in front of you. So we have to learn to take responsibility for our minds and who we are now, and take a ride from, look at little children. They live completely in the moment. They're so, something will happen, shit, they will forgive, just like that. Animals too. Animals and little children won't be hurt by this energy because they are presently living in the moment and authentic to themselves. It's just because humanity has had this veil put over them, and the veil is lifting now. So this is an important time to lift that veil, and that's what that dream was about. Okay, I'm going to go back to 2:00 when I woke up. So yesterday, I told you about the dream and the light coming out of me and the feelings. So these new feelings are going to emerge as duality, and they're going to come in waves, and you take a deep breath when it happens and allow them to wash over you. Don't hold on to them. Don't try to just allow the feeling to happen if it's a new feeling and it's beautiful, and just don't try to grasp it, just allow it, and then remember it after. Just go over it after. That's what I do, so that I can then recognize it when it comes back again the next time. Also, your diet, nothing seems to satisfy me at the moment too much. Everything has to be taken in moderation. The reason why nothing's satisfying, I found, that is because these new energies, these new feelings that we're going to have, are going to actually have higher priority to the satisfaction of food. So we don't need to eat as much, but we'll be lapping up these new beautiful energies that are coming. Try not to binge eat to try to satisfy yourself. It doesn't work. If you're waking up with negative emotions, know that this is a part of the clearing, and don't be too hard on yourself, but use it as a practice to shift your mind into more blissful thoughts. Breathe through them and bring yourself to the moment by feeling into your sheets and your blankets and your pillows. You want to come back into the moment, not and stay in that negative-y, mindset-y thing because of the intense energies that's thrown over you. Think grateful thoughts as much as possible. Once you catch yourself, even if it's just, you saw a ladybird yesterday or something like that. If it gets too bad, I usually wake up and watch a movie or a comedy or something like that, and see if I can drift off asleep that way. I try not to fight the energies. I just use them to clear my old stories. And any old stories that are really stubborn and keep coming and keep coming and keep coming, especially around people and stuff like that you've had, in your past. Try to, I know a lot of you will probably know about this, but see yourself, the cords that are coming to you from that person, just chop them, close to yourself so they ping back into the other person. You don't need them anymore. Or I visualize mirrors all around me, inside and out. And then if they're kind of attacking because they're having a bit of a hard time in that moment, and they could shift at any moment too, remember, everyone's shifting, then that energy will bounce back to them so they can realize it's their own stuff. But if it's your stuff, you'll still feel that yucky feeling, and you'll realize you have to look at it. Don't get caught up in the blame game or the self-blame game, because it won't help you clearing. Just recognize, okay, there's an issue, it has to be cleared, and go from there. So I'll probably see you tomorrow with some more amazing stories, and I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you. Bye.